I'm going to be breaking down how you can live as a free man making 10K plus per month online whilst only working a couple hours per day. A lot of you may not think this is possible, but being someone who has thought the same thing and actually achieved it, I can promise you it is. I'm going to be breaking down exactly how I was able to do it in this video. So this is going to be a business model that I believe is truly the best to exist in 2025 in our day and age. We are so blessed that this exists in our time because before the last 20 years, this just physically wasn't possible. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about personal branding. I'm talking about building a brand around who you are as an individual, teaching something to your audience, talking online, attracting in your dream audience, and selling high-ticket coaching. That is the model that has made so many 18, 19, 20-year-olds into millionaires, all because they started a personal brand and started either documenting their journey of becoming successful, of building an attractive body, whatever it is that they're doing, and teaching others how to do it as well. So I'm going to be breaking down exactly what goes into this, if this is the right business model for you, and kind of telling you what kind of life is possible with all this. So before we dive into that, I have built my personal brand on YouTube. I believe the best place to build it is on YouTube. If you put in the hard work, if you stay consistent, if you're constantly improving, you will see success. So for that reason, I'm going to be giving you guys my YouTube strategy board. This is how I organize and systemize my entire YouTube business between two channels, posting about 12 to 15 videos per week, which is almost unheard of on YouTube. So as completely for free, it's the first link in the description below. Now, let's dive into one of the first things. So I've told you it's personal branding that you're gonna do. But one of the key things you gotta understand is if you're someone who's improvement oriented, if you like to learn and get better and learn the valuable things, like I hate school. I hate school. I will never go back to school. But I love learning. I love reading books. I've read 150, 200 books at this point, maybe more. I don't really keep track, but I read every single morning. And that is one of the disciplined acts that I do that's consistently allowed me to get better. So I'm always reading self-improvement books, trying to level up, learn new things, and apply them in my own life. I love to solo travel. I've traveled to a bunch of cities in Scandinavia recently, and it's been some of the best experiences of my life and taught me such valuable lessons. I love to just do different things and take adventures and explore and take risks. And this allows me to live a lifestyle of adventure, one that others look up to and admire, and I can teach them things along my journey. This is the sort of individual that you're gonna wanna be if you wanna have a successful personal brand. If you think that you're gonna have a successful personal brand sitting in your mom's basement, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. You need to be someone who is captivating, who is entertaining, who people want to be. If no one has ever looked up to you in your normal life, so if, for example, you interact with your friends, new people who you meet, and if people aren't asking you, how do you do what you do? How did you get this? How did you get that? You're doing something wrong. Personal branding might be difficult for you because I walk through life and all the guys who I start to connect with, they're either asking me, how did I get my physique? How am I making this sort of money online? How do I get so many girls? They're always asking to try and learn from me as if I'm a mentor to them. These are the friends that I hang out with. They're always looking up to me. They're always asking me these questions. I'm never asking them how did you get the girl that you got? I know how to get the fucking girls. I know how to get the physique. I've accomplished these things through self-development. So if you're someone who's development oriented and you like to improve and you like to better yourself, and you have a lot of people coming to you in real life asking you how to improve without the personal brand, then that's a really good sign that you're someone who can start a personal brand and be super successful. So that's kind of the first thing that I want to talk about is if you're that type of person, you're going to absolutely love personal branding because this is what you can start to do full time is you can start to develop as an individual and teach all your lessons, whether it's in fitness, whether it's with dating. You can really take that time to read more books on the subject, apply those things in real life, develop the skill or niche or within the niche that you're teaching even more. So whatever niche you choose, you can really develop in it a lot. Now, what you're really doing when you're creating a personal brand is you're attracting in your dream audience. So you're making videos around one specific niche. Like I said, it could be fitness, it could be dating, it could be making money online, anything. And when you do this, you're going to be attracting in that audience of people who want to achieve the same as well, like-minded people who think the same way that you do. Now, in doing this, There's going to be some who are just kind of window shoppers who want to come watch the content, and that's okay. That's perfectly fine. This is part of the business. And then there's going to be a small percentage who want to work with you personally. They like your story. They like what you're talking about. They feel like you're credible and knowledgeable enough to help them. You're further along in your journey, and they're just a couple steps behind or way behind, and they feel like you can really help them shortcut this process to success. And that's where selling high ticket coaching comes in, because you don't need to be the most developed or the best and most credible person in the world to help someone who's just a couple steps back from you. See, if I was sitting here saying all of this without having built my main channel, I wouldn't be very credible. I have had so many lessons and mistakes and things that I wish I would have done from the start that would have let me become so much more successful with my main channel if I did them when I first started, but I didn't. I made all the mistakes in the book. I had to learn the hard way. And there's so many people who would go through the same exact thing that I went through and probably quit before they ever saw success. Or they could just invest in mentorship with me and shortcut that process to success. And there's always room in the market because you are a brand of one. There is no other person whose name is Sebastian Riccobono who looks like me and is me. I'm the only one who does what I do and has my stories and unique life experiences. And maybe you just happen to connect with me on a deeper level. And there's people in the personal branding. So let's look at this offer. This is my second channel. It's my business channel. I have a personal branding and coaching offer where I help people build their personal branding coaching offer, right? So there's other people in the space who charge absurd amounts for this same thing. People like Iman Gadzhi, Jordan Welsh, they have this same offer, but they're way more experienced. They have a lot of more knowledge, but they also charge absurd amounts of money, and they're usually targeting a different type of audience. They're targeting personal brands who are already established. So someone doing 25 to 50K per month who want to really level things up, and then they end up charging them tens of thousands of dollars to achieve that. Whereas I'm more beginner friendly. So if you don't have a personal brand at all and you want to get into it, or if you have one, you've started to post, but you don't know what to do to really level up, or you're making a lot of the mistakes, or even if you are having some success, there's a lot of things that I've implemented which have allowed me to make a bunch of money that I can help you do as well. And that's kind of where I fall into the spectrum. I'm not tens of thousands of dollars at the time of this recording. One day I will be. But there's so many different ways that you can take it. The market is never too saturated. There's always going to be someone who's going to come up and who's going to have success with personal branding. If they put in the work, if they follow the steps, if they do everything I'm describing in this video, you will have success with personal branding. You could never have the limiting mindset that there's no room for another person, because you see it all the time. There's someone else who pops up and becomes the next big thing. And you don't even have to be the next big thing with personal branding to make a lot of money. I wouldn't say that I'm the next big thing right at this moment, but I'm making plenty of money, living financially free, living my best life whilst doing so. And the channel will only grow with time. That's the benefit of personal branding. As long as you're consistent, you're improving, you're trying your best, you're only going to grow with time. That's just kind of how it works. It's one of these business models that's extremely high leverage. It's very high return on investment. So the time that you spend recording a YouTube video for 10 minutes will pay you dividends for a long time, as if you were to have worked 40-hour weeks for weeks and weeks and weeks. These little videos that you record, this short amount of time, pays such massive dividends. So it's one of the highest leverage businesses that you can get into that's going to pay you for decades to come and allow you to live a life of true freedom and not even have to work that much. So once again, I believe YouTube is the best platform to build your personal brand on. I would highly recommend, if you're going to get into this, to pick up my YouTube strategy board. This is what really allowed me to start getting serious success after 6 months of making all the mistakes I made. So having this has really set me up for success. It's completely for free. It's the first link in the description below, so you can grab that. And if you're someone who wants to discuss working with me one-to-one, either starting your personal brand, taking it to the next level, developing your coaching offer, then I can help you do that. We can discuss it on a free strategy call that is also going to be in the description below.